Today on Corporate Review, join us as we explore innovative technologies, cutting-edge solutions, and timely discussions from leaders across the globe. This is Corporate Review.
Welcome to Corporate Review. I'm Jackie Bales. The potential impact of educating a workforce and making education part of a corporate strategy can be large. Unfortunately, companies often don't view their tuition reimbursement programs as a value-added benefit. Well, today we have Adrian Way, CEO and owner of Edcor, a company that offers education benefit outsourcing to help companies educate their employees and ultimately position them to outperform their competitors. Welcome, Adrian.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Adrian, how can a tuition program really have strategic value for a company?
Companies can actually use their tuition program very strategically, and there's a couple ways they can do this. They can align their tuition program with their corporate goals and objectives, or they can align them with need in the organization. So we all know that there's going to be a gap in employment coming with baby boomers retiring, and they also have employees going to school. So they can use that education and those degrees from those students to help fill positions from within and promote from within.
How is Edcor adding value for companies when they utilize your services?
So when companies do outsource to us, we're able to save them time and money and free up resources to work on other initiatives within the organization. And we can also provide an ROI from a lot of multiple avenues where students can go to school at discounted values. We can allow students to rent textbooks off of retail that sometimes up as much as 85%. And we also care about our clients. They get our undivided attention from top to bottom. So they're going to get everything from our call center processing all the way up through the CEO.
Interesting. Well, let's take a moment to get some deeper education on Edcor's solutions and services in this on-location field report.
Many companies offer tuition programs to their employees, but they don't utilize these programs in an optimal way to ensure a return on investment. In addition, by administering these programs themselves, they miss out on the opportunity to gain expertise and knowledge that comes from outsourcing. With 33 years of experience, Edcor's tuition administration services provide additional value to any employer looking to increase their insight and understanding into what their employees are really going to school for and why. Edcor simplifies the entire process, reduces costs, and makes sure everything is handled so the client can focus on the other areas of their role, like Chris Peck of UPS.
Well, you know, I think education is important in general, and I think to most companies they would probably say the same thing. An educated workforce is probably a stronger workforce in order to meet the needs of the company business. For us at UPS, we see our education assistance program as a differentiator. It differentiates us in terms of recruitment of talent, retention of talent.
Edcor's programs help their clients improve productivity, employee loyalty, and satisfaction, and increase the level of knowledge in their company strategically. Edcor's full-service, flexible solution and platform allows them to fit their clients' specific needs and be nimble when it comes to change.
First and foremost, by affording a student the opportunity to continue their education, to do so and not graduate with a mountain of student loan debt that we see is, so much of a challenge today. First of all, I think positions them well after graduation. Something that's also unique about UPS is, again, our culture of promotion from within, wherein, right now 1/3 of our promotions into full-time management come from our part-time ranks.
That was fascinating. So, Adrian, tell us a little more about Edcor and what it is that you do.
So Edcor provides tuition benefit administration for companies that offer a tuition benefit to their employees. So our services help companies that are looking to leverage their program or simply just want to outsource the day-to-day management of that program. Along with working with these organizations, we also help align their policy to meet their strategic goals and objectives, and we can also help with process improvement and streamlining improvement and ensuring that their policy is on par with others in their industry, and they can also compare to other industries if they happen to be competing for some of the same resources for their organization.
What kind of industries are you assisting, and what size companies are we talking about?
So typically we work with Fortune 100 or Fortune 500 organizations, so very large organizations that will typically have a lot of employees going back to school. And we work across all industries. We're in telecommunications, healthcare, insurance, so we hit every industry that's out there.
So how long have you been doing this, and why should a company listen to Edcor?
So Edcor has been doing this for a long time. We've been doing this for 33 years, which is longer than anybody in the industry. So we are the industry experts. So when you come to us, what Edcor does, this is our sole focus. We don't do anything but the administration of tuition or education benefit programs. So when you come to us, you are working with the industry experts, then you are going to receive the best service possible for the administration of your program.
What would you say are the advantages of a tuition program, and why should a company offer one?
There's actually a lot of advantages to offering a tuition program. Companies are investing in their employees when they're giving them tuition dollars to go back to school. And when you're investing in an employee, you make them feel valued. And when you have employees that feel valued, you're going to have higher employee satisfaction, you're going to have higher productivity, you're going to have retention rates. And from an employer side, you do have a tool that allows you to recruit and retain employees, and you're getting that competitive advantage because you have a skilled workforce.
Why should a company outsource their tuition program specifically to Edcor?
Because we are the industry experts. We may have the most in-depth knowledge. The service Edcor offers is highly flexible. So we have been able to successfully implement some of the most complex tuition programs that exist, and companies can make them very complex to meet the needs of their organization. So we do have that expertise that you are going to have your program administered exactly the way you expect and the way you want, and you're going to get a great return on your investment. We have the ability to offer tuition discounts to our clients' employees through our partnership schools. We have the ability to provide students the ability to rent textbooks, sometimes up as much as 85% off of retail.
That's amazing.
And in some instances, counseling can be made available to the students, that if I'm that student thinking about going back to school, where should I go? Where am I going to get the most value?
Tuition assistance kind of came at a pretty vital time in my life where I didn't have a lot of direction. I didn't really have an idea of where I wanted to go. It really just gave me this opportunity that presented itself. It gave me a new path to follow. It kind of was that light at the end of the tunnel. I think right now in the culture we live in, higher education is just, it's just that next step after high school. So I would have kept going with my higher education had it not been for UPS, but because of UPS, it was almost like I was inspired. I was motivated, I was encouraged. There was this separate support system right in the background, you know. It was there when I was at work, it was there when I was at school, you know. Even as I was driving, I knew I still had this member of a team that I was with because of that. So that inspiration, it kept me going.
Edcor is a leader in the tuition administration services industry. They consistently help their clients maximize the value of their tuition programs, provide them with superior service coupled with thorough industry expertise, and offer an overall superior experience for all of their stakeholders.
So how do the programs really benefit the employee and the employer?
So from an employee side, first and foremost, I have a reduced cost of my education. So my employer is investing in me, and I am getting money to go back to school. So I have less out-of-pocket expenses for myself if I'm going back to school. And because I feel like my employer is investing in me, there's that higher productivity. I'm willing to give more for the organization. From an employer perspective, there is that competitive advantage. You have a skilled workforce, and so you're able to maintain that competitive advantage, but it also gives you a tool to recruit and retain employees. So those employees where you're investing in them and they feel valued, they're going to stay with the organization.
Isn't there a risk that if you pay for an employee to go to school, though, that they'll just complete their degree and then say bye-bye and go somewhere else?
There absolutely is that risk. So, but on the flip side, the other risk is, what if I don't invest in my employees? What if I don't make them feel valued and make them feel needed in the organization? So good employees, if they feel valued, feel where you're investing in them, they're going to stay. They're not going to take that knowledge and move on to another organization.
So what's the best thing about working with Edcor? And let me ask you a futures question as well. Where do you see the company going in the future?
So one of the best things about working with Edcor is you get our undivided attention from every level of the organization. It is the only thing we do, so everybody is involved. and it's fun to work with us. We have a very family-like atmosphere, and we're the experts. We are going to be able to ensure that you are up on your industry, what's happening in the industry trends. We're going to provide you benchmarking so you can compare your program to others in the same industry, and you can compare yourselves across industry to see how your program stacks up. So in the future, I see us continuing to grow in this same market. We're exploring new markets, and we'll continue to explore those new markets. And we're also going to continue to add complementary services that help provide additional value to those tuition programs.
Well, Adrian, it sounds like this type of tuition program combined with the services Edcor provides really is a win-win situation for everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.